What would I do if I was Nomadic Fanatic? I'm going to be doing a bunch of series here. What would I do if I was a certain nomad? And Nomadic Fanatic will be the first one. This is done on August the 30th, 2021. So, what is Eric? Eric, that's his name, right? Eric. Anyway, Eric is he has a house there that he bought about a year ago there in Southern Illinois. He doesn't like the house. He's fixed it up. He's done a lot of work on it. From what we know, it's a rental to buy kind of deal. And anyway, the house is a one-story little rambler thing. It's got a lot of water around it. It's been raining a lot there. He doesn't like the area of Southern Illinois because it's been raining and 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 raining. So, but he has filled up the house with some of his personal stuff. He's got, the security system, the television, a bunch of stuff. He's got a whole bunch of arcade games that he's been collecting. And at the same time, he has a bunch of Mickey dolls that he's been collecting from thrift stores. Okay, so the house is pretty much filled up with a lot of stuff. So, but he has said that he wants to get rid of the house. Okay, get that. Meanwhile, he has a Class A that he bought a couple years ago back with Angela. Remember her? And anyway, he still has that. He's done a lot of work on it. He's ripped stuff around, taken them off, put them on, done this and that. He's got a lot of issues with it. It needs fixing up, and he can't find the parts, etc., etc. Camshaft. So there. Okay, so, but he does, I think, still owe payments on it from buy here, pay now. And so he's kind of stuck with it, I guess. I don't know. And then he's got a Class B that he just bought up there in Michigan, which he's also done a lot of modifications to, fixing it up. Smaller, it's a smaller camper van, porcelain toilet, wooden seat, etc., etc. He also has the smart car, which we think is really cute, by the way. He also has a bunch of different cycles, a couple of e-bikes that have been busted up that aren't working right, a motorcycle. I think that's it. Is that it? I think that's it. So what's he going to do now? I think people want him to go traveling. I think people want to see Eric back on the road doing stuff. They're tired of seeing him hanging around the house just fixing up stuff. So I think they really want to see him doing that. Anyway, people are watching me. They always think it's weird to see somebody talking into a camera. Pretend I'm talking into my phone, and they stare at me. Anyway, so what does he do? What would I do if I was Eric Derrick in the current situation that he's in right now? His channel's been going okay, but it could do better. Here's what I would do. I would get rid of the house, okay? He has a rent-to-own deal. I would be a very bad tenant, make a lot of noise, park a lot of vehicles out front, and I would probably try to get out of the rental deal. He's done some fixing up there, so maybe he could go to the landlord and just say, hey, let me out of this place. It'll quiet down. I've done some fixing up work. I'll leave that there and let me out of here. Just let's rip up the contract and I'll move on. Now, what does he do with all his stuff? Well, his friend Sean owns Modified Audio there in St. Louis, and he just moved into a new facility that looks rather spacious with a lot of looks like almost some warehousey stuff there. Big rooms and stuff. So what does Eric Derrick do is he takes all those arcade games and takes them down to St. Louis and puts them in Modified Audio. They can have a arcade room there for all of the customers that Sean has there in St. Louis, and Eric can go and play him whenever he wants, and Eric could actually make that area his kind of like home base where he parks his Class B. If he keeps the Class C, which I think he maybe should get rid of, but hey, I don't know the whole deal with buy here, pay now. So maybe he should just hold on to the Class A and just park it down there next to the, somewhere in the back behind Sean's place, and just use it as a place to live occasionally when he's at the home base there in St. Louis, East Alton, Illinois, somewhere in that area, okay? And then go and travel. Get in the Class B and do some traveling. Where hasn't Eric been? He's been all over the country over the last 5 years. West Virginia. I think of all the 48 lower states, I think the one state he hasn't been in, or he just either passed through it real fast and not told anybody about it, was West Virginia, which is a beautiful state. And especially in September and October, the leaves changing, and there's good hiking, and there's good camping, and the campgrounds aren't going to be full, and it's a gorgeous state. Go to West Virginia and just spend a month there and do some traveling and shoot a lot of videos and get back out on the road, okay? That's what your audience wants to see. So that's what I would do. Home base St. Louis, get rid of the house, Class A, get rid of it or use it as a permanent dwelling for a while. Don't worry about all the camshaft stuff and all that. And then take the Class B and go out and do some traveling, at least somewhere you haven't been before. Pick somewhere you haven't been before. And I think West Virginia would be a good place to go. That's what I would do for the next couple of months. And then, the fall's coming. He can go out the Panda property and hang out with Aja on her big 5-0 birthday and then head down the quartzsite and do some other stuff. But get on the road. Okay, the Mickey stuff, put that in some boxes and store that at Sean's place there. But, that's what I would say. Use Sean's place as your home base. You don't need that house anymore. And you're traveling, right? So go places where it's not going to rain, and if it rains, get in your vehicle and move somewhere else. Look at the weather radar, okay? That's the one advantage of being a nomad, is you can outrun the weather. If the weather's bad, it's not like a housey house where you're stuck there. You can just go and move. That's my advice to Nomadic Dramatic. The other thing he should do is maybe start a second channel or a third channel and put arcade repair stuff and arcade collection stuff on the channel. Don't mix it in with your Nomadic Fanatic channel, because people want to see you travel and they don't want to see the arcade stuff. But that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of interest in that from folks that grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Go start another channel and do arcade repair and restoration and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. A lot of gaming stuff out there. All right, that's what I would advise for Nomadic Dramatic Fanatic, Derek, Eric, and his 2 cats, Jax, Jinx. What's it? Jax and Tara, whatever. All right, thank you for watching. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Good night.